It's live. I'm just gonna drag that on over.
Closer to me, yeah. That's a great decision.
I don't think you know what you're doing, Cody. You move the mic closer to the two people who are most likely to peek it.
Yep. I mean, yeah.
Hello there. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Sith Paths of Pain.
Hello, I'm Cody.
I'm Monkey.
I'm Leslie.
She's in person now.
Mm-hmm.
Due to some short staffing things, we are going to go ahead with a shortened version of this session. Due to, as you will notice, there's not as many faces here today. And so once we get through a bit of that, then we're going to go and prepare. I think we're going to make some characters for the off season, or for once we're done with this and we reach a natural breaking point. Cody is going to run a short campaign or something.
Yeah. Well,
or however long you want it to be.
I'll explain that once we're done.
Awesome.
With
Sounds
whatever
good.
you're doing, because it's new to me that you're doing something.
What? I'm confused now.
I was confused as well when you said we're going to do a short session.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood then. What were you thinking?
So what's your short session?
So what I thought I understood was I now understand what you meant. And I think that sounds like a great idea.
This is not new to me.
Apparently, I believe everyone in the room got it, except for that one.
Yeah.
That's Monkey.
So, Cody is going to take it away with the thing that I realize now that's happening.
You guys need the books.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen is Monkey decided he wanted to play a game.
Yeah.
And not just run a game.
Yeah.
Because it's Monkey.
Yeah.
And he's selfish.
That's exactly it. I am a selfish, heartless GM who just wants to see them suffer and now also wants to take their time away from them.
Half of that is true. I'll let you figure out which half is true. But no, I'm going to run an off game during the off season so that Monkey can take a break, rest, and basically refresh his batteries by playing instead of running. And I'm going to run a game where I'm going to throw him in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to build characters.
Mm-hmm.
You can use any race.
Okay.
You can use any class, even races that aren't in the books.
Okay.
You're a little too excited about that.
Okay.
The only thing is I'm not going to tell you why you're in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And don't metagame it by saying, like, well, what does the party need? Think of this more as, like, you're an individual character.
Okay. Awesome.
So, and I know you two already have an idea of what kind of characters you want to make,
Mm-hmm.
which shall be interesting.
Yes. Sounds good.
So,
Sounds wonderful.
who should we start with?
Who?
Rock, paper, scissors?
Okay. I was just gonna come up with some trivial thing or something.
What was going to be the trivial thing?
Like who washed the dishes last?
I washed them yesterday.
All right, you beat me.
All
When was
right.
the last time you washed dishes?
Like 4 days ago.
Okay.
Ta-da. I need two books.
Rock,
Wait,
paper,
maybe
scissors.
a-
So your choice.
I mean, you.
Rock, paper, scissors,
Okay.
loser goes.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Just so you know, he always picks rock.
I always pick rock.
All right. Good for future reference.
Even when you know he's going to pick rock, and he knows that you know that he'll pick rock.
He'll still pick rock.
He'll still pick rock.
Okay. Yeah, I bet. Mhm.
So yeah. So Leslie, give us a rundown of what character you're thinking about.
So, my basic idea that I started with pretty much came from you, and you were like, "You want to bring some death sticks?" And I was like, "Actually, I do." So I want to make basically a drug dealer in the Star Wars world because I thought that would be fun.
Welcome to the channel holding family-friendly stream.
Yeah.
No, we said we would get into more
Right. Yeah.
stuff, just no language.
Right.
Yeah.
Josh, for when you watch this in the future.
And we're going to try to keep the topics relatively mature and tasteful.
Yeah.
Like try to approach them in a mature way.
Yeah. More like The Witcher 3 instead of Black Ops 3.
So if
Sure.
I had played either of those games.
So you're a drug dealer.
Yep. Okay. Were the Duroses in this book or just in?
The Douros are in our book.
Okay. I know they're in that book.
They're in this one. Then.
Yep. Okay. Then I.
What
both.
I know, okay. So the game is designed for you can use any one book and be totally fine.
Right.
So there are some races that are the same in every book.
Yes.
Humans,
For example.
being
Yeah.
the main ones. Are there any other races that are universal to all the books?
Twi'lek, I believe, maybe in all of the books.
It's not in this one.
Then
It's in
humans.
2 of them.
That means there's going to be some things like droids are in both of those.
Yeah, droids are
But-
Bothans in other books.
Edge of the Empire.
Okay.
Okay, so there are a couple that are thing.
But
Hi, Chris.
humans are the only ones in all
You
of the books.
relate, so you get the side seat. We are. Oh, here she is. And then you just gotta move the camera, aim towards you.
I can hide.
Nope.
How about
No, I'm saying you actually need to move,
okay, which
rotate
camera?
it.
Like which?
Yep, it's the
Towards
whole
you.
thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing is the
Okay.
camera.
Aim is-
Yeah, that's fine.
So good.
And then you've cut out Leslie.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
There you go, got it.
Everyone's just gonna have to get nice and cozy.
Ta-da. Magic.
Yeah, we're not using those.
So we're actually doing something a little
No.
different today.
Okay, what do
So, in about 4 weeks, Monkey's gonna take a break from his game.
we-
Yep.
Okay.
So we're gonna be doing my game in about 5 weeks.
Okay.
Yep.
So we need to build characters.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Character building.
character building.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's the character builder episode, and we're starting with the ones who know what they're doing already
Huzzah.
Right.
because they'll be fast.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
And do you want to just go over that the rough idea for the campaign?
That's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
Rough idea is it takes place before. How much of Star Wars do you know?
Very minimal. I understand the basics of probably the earlier stuff, not the newer stuff.
I can work with that.
Yeah.
This is basically going to take place
What
about it?
before the original movies,
To write is right.
Sort of prequel in a sense.
before those movies as well.
Prequel. Okay.
Exactly, prequel. It's before the rebellion is a thing, so it's just the Empire really.
Okay.
It's going to be a game where the first session is you're being thrown into jail,
Okay.
and you're not a party. You don't know each other, so you don't have to build your character. Does the party need a healer? Does the party don't think about that. Just think
No,
of
I
what
know.
would be a cool Star Wars character.
Okay.
So it can be any race in any book, any class in any book. It could even be any Star Wars race you want to do, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we can even invent a race if needed,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
like the Cathar.
I love the Cathar. They're so great.
Yep. Which is eventually Monkey's probably going to have to bring his computer
Yes.
so we can use that character builder.
Right.
You're welcome. Still.
Yep. Because it doesn't work with Max.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Just sad.
Competitive relations.
Yep. So
Darn
to help
self
you
on
think
that.
of a character,
Mhm.
Leslie, what character are you making?
I'm making a drug dealer who's a Duros. It's basically a colonist doctor flavor texted as a drug dealer.
She's a drug dealer
I
I
am.
like
and addict.
Shh, I don't have a problem. I don't have a
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
I am my own supplier.
Great, 3 people who denial. Monkey, do you want to give a quick rundown of your character?
So the character I was thinking of was a sort of like a pit fighter kind of thing, like a guy who gets thrown into matches against other people, probably pretty brutal, and he was like, yeah, just goes in the fights, beats people up, maybe has some substance issues, and
He's probably going to develop some substance issues.
You're welcome.
and probably like didn't throw a fight when he was supposed to, and so ended up in jail for that or something.
So we have some addicts.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem.
Don't at all.
So that is the Duros.
that's what they look like.
Yeah.
And there's where they were in the movies.
Huzzah.
And then there's a guy who is probably a barber.
Okay.
Definitely.
I actually know where that's from. It's from the pre. Okay. That's fine.
He's a barber.
He's a
He's a
barber.
barber.
He's a barber.
Definitely a barber.
Definitely a barber.
So what actually is he from?
He's from the previous Star Wars game by Wizards of the Coast.
Oh, the one we played that one time?
Saga Edition?
Yes, he is a officer, a military officer.
Okay. That looks awesome. It's like a Vader Duros. Although he looks almost more like a Chiss, but no hair, which is called a Duros.
Hey,
Cad Bane.
Yay.
If Cad Bane went Sith. That's it. And then Monkey wants to do a Trandoshan.
Yeah, that.
Always put Star Wars because you never know what could come up.
Right. It's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lizardy
he wants to be a lizard
Yeah.
dino man
A big lizard man.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
because they can regrow their arms if you cut them off.
Yep. Same thing with their
He's
legs.
Piccolo?
I mean, it takes him a few weeks. But...
Yeah,
He
instead
can't, like, just, whoa!
Right. Exactly.
if
He has to take
if
time.
he gets two triumphs, he can insta regrow.
So then you can be Piccolo for a moment.
Right.
Or you could invent a drug using chemicals and a toilet to speed up the process.
It's the plan, okay? I'm working on it.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, there were actually Trandoshans in Republic Commando, the game. They were like this big hulking like lizard dudes that.
I don't remember them because I killed a lot of things in that game.
Yeah, they were in there though.
Mhm.
If anyone remembers.
Yep.
Star Wars Republic Commando.
Yeah.
I think I played that once.
So Leslie, how goes your?
I mean-
what are you thinking of your character?
I'm thinking that I'm going to do technical things because that's how I do things.
That's very.
I already have a story and then I do technical things. And then sometimes they come together. Most of the time they do. I know that was very specific and it made lots of sense. I know.
So a question I actually had was, are we going to use any of the obligation, duty, or morality systems?
Duty is a little bit hard to do because you're being thrown in jail. So
Sure.
any sense of duty you had is probably thrown away.
Right.
Especially since there's no rebellion
Right.
and there's not really a Jedi Order
Right.
because they were all murdered.
Right.
Except for like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Obligation, yeah. Morality, if you can, since any book is open.
Okay.
But obligation is definitely going to be a thing.
Sure.
Depends on what book you're building from.
Okay.
But we'll replace duty with obligation.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that one
Sounds good.
sounds a no.
Yeah.
I think everything in here is pretty much duty.
Yeah.
Because, yeah,
That doesn't mean you can't use the stuff.
I mean,
I
Right.
still love that they only have jetpacks in the Edge of the Empire book.
Right.
Because they're like, wow, these are really
do
overpowered.
they not have them in here?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Edge of the Empire is the only book that has jetpacks.
sadness.
Jetpacks are awesome.
I mean, they are.
And a little broken story-wise.
Maybe.
It's fine. You can always take it away.
Yeah.
So
by
what kind of
accident.
character are you thinking?
Confused.
All right. Well, if you have any questions,
Too much information all at once.
Lightsaber.
Sure.
I just got off.
It's okay.
that's fine.
Turns out my brain's like, I'm still on numbers.
You're building a Star Wars character who's going to be thrown in jail.
Okay.
You don't know why you're being thrown in jail until I have a character. Like Pit Fighter's easy to figure out why he's in jail.
Right.
Drug dealer.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have to be really obvious?
No, you could make any character, and I can think of a way and why they're being thrown in jail.
Right. You could even make like probably a really upstanding person.
It's
You can make a politician.
I'd say probably an assassin. That's interesting to see what happens with that one.
Assassin would work too. That
Sure.
is the bounty hunter.
There's one in there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's actually somebody called an assassin though.
Yeah, it's
an actual
That's
assassin.
one.
I think there's an assassin career, like
Oh, is there?
career. I think so.
Oh.
Ooh,
Well, I
that's
like
even
that.
better.
I like that one. I'd go that route.
I think those were the words that I used. There was not a promise.
All right, so here are the classes. There's the ace.
Uh-huh.
There is the commander.
Nope.
Yeah.
There is the diplomat,
Uh-huh.
No.
because we do have a galactic senate. There's the engineer.
Could always be a dirty politician too.
There's the soldier. Underneath the soldier is the commando, the sharpshooter, and the medic. And there's the spy,
The spy, I think is what it's.
which is the infiltrator, the slicer, and the scout.
I'm thinking infiltrator.
And then there's the recruit.
Yeah, the recruit's the generic. And then there's force sensitive in the back.
Right.
Although I recommend if you really want to do a force sensitive character, I recommend just doing force investment.
I'll probably do the spy. I like that.
The spy?
That's probably what stood out. Like I played a diplomat last time.
Sure.
And, like I need to get my hands dirty on that.
Yeah.
department.
For sure.
There you go. If you want to read up on the spy.
Let's see what there's.
Yeah.
Lizzie, why don't you talk
Scroll
us
back.
through some of your character things?
Some
Mhm.
of my character things.
Yeah.
Since I'm a Duros, I automatically get 1 rank in piloting space, and just like everything else, you can't train above rank 2
Yep.
because they say no.
Yeah.
The doctor automatically class skills are cool. We're gonna put them over here because paper.
There you go.
Knowledge education.
It's interesting that you made your own fake character sheet when you could have just wrote down class skills.
Everyone has different ways of doing things.
I'm just pointing
Because
out.
I might have
that's
wanted
interesting.
to spend my experience elsewhere.
Sure.
Just saying that you
I,
could have.
you
Okay.
know, there's
I'm just saying.
my
there's-
logical planner said everything needed to be
All
written.
right,
out.
fine.
All
Okay.
of it.
Remember, you pick 3 from your main and then 2 from the other.
Yep.
Resilience is my last skill.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna pick a rank into medicine,
Mm-hmm.
cause why not?
And everything you need is in that book as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
You have a general idea of what you're doing.
Yeah.
The Marauder?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like a Trandoshan fighter who, rather than using like weapons or anything, he just uses like his natural claws
Because he has big old claws.
to like maul people.
That's when we treat him like a dragon, just cut off his claws and you have to earn them.
Sure.
Also, it's 2, not 3. You get 2 skills.
From the
Two.
from the
You get A
specialization.
rank in 2
Yep.
of these 2, and then isn't it 2 in your special?
No.
Is it 2? Is it 1?
Read
I know.
up there.
Read the thing.
Read that.
I'm gonna
paragraph.
read the
Actually read the thing.
Yeah, I know. I should read all the things.
Yeah, you read the thing.
I mean, that'd be fun.
While she's reading, Lucky, why don't you tell us about the Trandoshans so we have an idea of like who they are.
So the Trandoshans are like these big lizard people who are from the same planetary system as
Sorry, they only have 3 fingers.
the Wookiees. They're from like a neighboring planet. And the official Trandoshan policy is that they are the only sentient species that lives in their system. Their official policy is Wookiees, are
there.
animals, but it's perfectly legal to hunt and sell and use as tools, like
Okay.
mules or whatever.
Even though the Wookiees have a Senate chair.
Yeah. Trandoshan official policy is we don't know if we
didn't recognize that chair.
we don't recognize them as a part of the empire.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and so they often end up enslaving and selling Wookiees. Other people too, but mostly Wookiees.
No, the Wookiees. So there's a huge animosity between
Trandoshans.
and Wookiees.
Yeah, they don't like each other very much.
No, I would assume not.
Yeah.
That's why we have. That's when Josh picks a Wookiee.
No one tell Josh anything.
He's not gonna watch this.
I know.
Where's Josh today?
He ended up having to do something else last minute.
That is
So-
okay. That's fully okay.
Last minute thing. Because we didn't know until like 10 minutes ago.
Right.
We all have commitments.
Yep.
There you go.
That would have to.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
It happens.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm stuck between Scout and Slice.
All right. Well, Slicer is a computer hacker. See, you can hack computers.
That'd be fun to be. It'd be
Yeah.
an exchange of hate.
I already have reason why you're in jail. All right, you can go through Slicer. Monkey knows more about Slicer. If you want to fill any of that in, other than hacker.
It's basically hacker. So Star Wars computers is very like they never really get super in depth into like how they work or anything.
Oh, because wireless isn't a thing.
Right, exactly. So maybe it's like you're good about going into like the hardware and like messing around with things, or maybe you like just know like a bunch of different protocols to get around like, I don't know, basically firewalls or something.
Or maybe you speak binary and sweet talk the computer.
Right, or maybe you just talk to the computer and be like, hey, I'll I don't know, I can help make sure that like you're scheduled for downtime or something. You let me see those files.
You talk a little like diplomatic.
That's not math. This is math. That's not math still.
Leslie,
How
you
about-
increased what, 2 things?
Yes,
to 3?
so 40.
How about
That's
the scout?
60. You can
Yep,
give
now
3.
it's fine.
Yep, 4.
That's
The
more
scout's
like
fine?
the medicine,
Nope, nope.
planetary. That's very similar to my old character.
Do you want to make someone who's like your old character, or do you want to do something
Changing
new
it.
and different?
I'm changing it up.
There you go.
That's why that one was out. That's why I sort of picked something. I'm not as a tech savvy by nature, so.
You don't have to be. You
No.
just tell me what you want to do with the computer. We can have a role for it.
Right, yeah.
But I think that'd be nice since computers aren't friends. I know enough to get.
Maybe that's how you're a slicer. You just beat the computer into submission and do what you want. You'd be like, all right, look, I want this file. I'm going to start deleting things from you until you tell me what I want.
Right.
Yes, we'll still go with that.
Yep.
The breaker, yeah. And that's it. I mean, I don't know what else
Cool.
to really do.
What about what race?
I gotta figure out the race department. Yeah.
Yep, there are races in there too.
There's races in all books.
That is true.
Yep.
Races are before all
Right.
that.
Yep.
I do not want to be human.
All right, you passed him.
Passed
Nobody wants to be human.
My backup character's human.
Matt was a human.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, Matt's not here anymore.
But my backup character, if Matthew kills me, is human.
My backup character is a Wookiee. And the backup character after that is a Mandalorian if Monkey says yes.
Mandalorian's pretty.
If we could homebrew a species,
Yeah.
the one I would most want to play as would be a Gendai.
Is that the ones who can survive in space?
No, that's the given. The Gendai are the ones who can live for hundreds or thousands of years, but they go slowly. Gendai. Gen. Apostrophe.
Of course.
DAI.
Of course they are.
It's 20 for second rank.
Why did that
and
say
something
Grievous?
with the career skill. Right?
It's 10 times the rank you're buying, plus 5 if it's a non-career.
Are these the one who have the evil living armor?
It's 5 times the
That
rank.
thing said, oh, okay, so less than 20.
Yeah.
So 10.
So it's Dirge from the Clone Wars.
Yeah. He was weird.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Don't they slowly go insane because they're so old?
Right, like their bodies regenerate, and so they can live for hundreds or thousands of years, but their nervous system doesn't forever regenerate, and so eventually
That's how
they
nervous
develop
systems
psychological conditions. And
Okay. Was that in the character builder?
no, it was not.
Okay.
That's why I'm kind of asking, like, how would we do this if you wanted to, like, if you were interested in?
How do you balance an immortal?
So they were in Saga Edition, and I can
Okay.
tell you what they had in Saga Edition.
What did they have in Saga Edition that made them balanced? Because, Saga Edition was perfectly balanced.
In Saga Edition, they had negatives to wisdom and charisma,
Okay.
but they had a big bonus to Constitution. Now that was back in the system where there were positives and negatives to races.
Which, this one does 2 technically, because if everything is
Right.
naturally a 2, you get
Right.
a positive or negative
Yeah.
do something.
Right.
So I would say,
Probably a 1 in willpower, maybe, or
I could say 1 in willpower.
okay.
What would you give a +1 to, Brawn?
Yeah, that would be probably the closest thing that's about like just being physically tough.
Physically tough. Yeah,
Mhm.
I could see a 3 in Brawn, a 1 in willpower.
Mhm.
What would their special thing be? Because they regenerate any limb.
The thing was they also had 2 special abilities.
Okay.
They had, at least in Saga Edition, they had 2 special abilities.
Okay.
One was they could regenerate from like even being down to like just their head.
Okay.
But it took progressively longer the more that was missing.
Yeah.
The second thing was they could voluntarily enter a state of hibernation.
Okay. That we wouldn't put in there.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So basically, you could regenerate almost anything unless your head was destroyed.
Right.
Thankfully, there is a crit section of headshots.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No, for sure. Like there is a whole like thing
Yeah.
where you can deliberately say like, "Hey, this got him in the head. He's not going to recover."
You're not gonna recover that.
Yeah.
You guys have the head.
For sure.
All right. We could work that out and just be like, you have regeneration where I don't know every session. I don't know how we would work that out.
Right.
Regeneration-wise.
That's the weird thing. So like Trandosians have a thing where they can recover a limb in the span of like a few weeks or a month.
Yeah. How long do you Gendai take to regenerate from the head?
From just the head, probably a month or two. But if they're still mostly intact, because like their biology is not like there was a picture of Dirge that we pulled up.
Yeah, I saw
That it's basically just like a big mass.
Of fibrous, muscly things.
Right, and their system and like their organs and everything is divided up throughout it.
Yeah.
So as long as the central nervous system is intact, they can basically shift things around and like recover relatively quickly
There he is.
by just shifting around mass.
The Duros are only in there.
We're just gonna steal that from him.
I already know my character.
Goodbye.
Awesome.
I just need to remember what the things were.
Do you know what race you're doing?
Cool.
Would you care to share with the rest of the class when you're over here?
The book's gone, so I cannot share.
You don't remember what race it was?
What did it look like?
The Boffins, I think.
Oh, the furry
they're
people?
cool.
Ah, the
Yeah.
furry ones.
They're
The
cool.
Furry dogs.
Because they're great spies.
They are.
Yeah.
And diplomats, which will work pretty well.
Many Bothans died.
To bring them that data.
Yeah.
But I could bring that little flare to. I can bring that little flare that
Bark,
That-
bark.
might actually totally sort of defy the
Mhm.
There you go.
But yeah, but I mean, reading the snare is actually not bad for that one.
Let me see.
I'm keeping 5 XP because I
That was a
can't
droid.
do anything with it.
That one's not bad.
Not even
I
a skill?
could. I could, but I don't want to buy it. I'd rather save it for
There you go.
because I bought
There's the
surgeon,
Boston.
doctor specialist, and stim application,
Okay.
and then I bought grit just to get right
And
down to.
then-
And then
Urgent.
Well, that's changed. That's normal.
I mean, I could have bought
for
that
everybody.
grit, but
It's always
that one's
that
cheaper.
plus
Yeah.
that.
So,
Okay.
oh hey, I get it.
So they're naturally cunning,
But I just bought grit.
which is good for spies.
And then
Duh.
let's see, they have
Mm.
willpower.
But I
presence,
have
except
3
Ron
medicine.
is not.
Awesome.
Go here
No.
and regular.
So I wouldn't worry
Fine.
about it
Don't worry
almost
about
at all.
it. Don't worry about
I think
Um,
they're big abilities.
It's gonna be a
Cunning is
great
going to be
day.
important. Agile is going to be. You're going to have to want to look at the
You're like,
Slicer?
oh, you have the stuff.
and figure out what is the
We're
most important thing to
friends
him.
now.
Because I'm pretty sure it's intellect.
I
So you're probably
protect
going to
you.
bump that up.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
give
But they
me
begin the
all
game with one
Only-
streetwise,
only the
which
highest
is really good.
Only that, of course.
Which will help us.
I mean,
Yeah.
until you get this spirit.
They also start with one wink
Let me just
in
like, don't get it.
convincing
Mhm.
demeanor
Right there.
talent,
Right.
which is also pretty good.
Yes, so we'll just
For sure.
Now you just got to go back to the slicer tree and figure out what skills are most important to them. And by skill, I mean
I just looked to it right at that
characteristic.
time.
There you go.
Awesome.
Can I help you?
Money? Do we have any? Or
You get
Things.
everything you get at character creation,
Which is like 500.
Okay.
unless you choose
The extra.
the extra
So,
for obligation.
You can choose
Or-
extra credits or experience.
okay.
Or both.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gonna look at the obligation.
It's before that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Keep going. Keep going.
So you either get
Forward.
10 experience points,
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, the other way.
5 experience points, and 1,000 credits,
That's the page.
or like 2,500
Credits.
credits for a bunch of obligations.
Define obligation. Like, what does...
Monkey, since we're introducing obligation, you feel free to go into depth about obligation.
Obligation is a system for representing the different like poles on a person's life and the different things they feel they have to take care of. Whether that be something like I have a child I have to take care of, to I owe this man a lot of money,
Mhm.
or I have a problem with a substance. All of those can meet obligation.
So I'm just going to let you know.
Mhm.
You're going to start with probably 10 obligation because you're an addict.
Mhm.
And you can either have that 10 obligation be your obligation thingy,
Mhm.
or we'll just add 10 on top of whatever else you add.
So wait. Wait.
And then obligation is triggered at the start of a session. You
Mhm.
roll to see, you roll like a D100,
Okay.
right? And say if a 20 was
It's
rolled.
like duty.
Yes, it's kind
Yeah.
of like the duty system. And to be like, okay, this person's obligation is coming up this
Mhm.
session.
Okay.
But whereas duty is positive, and you want a lot of duty,
Mm-hmm.
obligation's negative, and you don't want a lot of obligation.
You don't want
The
it
more
to roll
obligation
your
you have,
turn.
the more people...
Because if the party starts with 100 obligation, you cannot spend experience points until it's under 100.
Right, as long as the party as a group has 100 obligation or more, the party cannot spend experience.
Yep.
Okay. But so, like, because I already have 10...
Well, I'm giving you
I
10
can-
no matter
Yeah,
what.
I already have 10 because you said. But so I could take 10 more?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can take 10 more and get whatever benefit that is. But if you're saying, like, if you're going to do the obligation and get 10 experience points,
Mm-hmm.
then we can just make your obligation the addict. So you won't have to take 10.
What if I want to take 10 more?
The more obligation it is, the stronger the pull it is on the person.
The stronger your addiction.
Okay.
Unless you have a separate obligation.
Right. You could have multiple different obligations.
Oh, yeah, you can have multiple obligations.
Like,
Yeah.
having a job and an addiction and a family.
Do I decide the obligation, or do you, or do we work in tandem?
if you go back a page... Obligations.
Hey, look it.
And we can either work together, you can decide what the obligation is, and if you're really lost and don't know what the obligation is, then we'll just work together.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, because you're an addict,
I automatically get up.
the easy one for you
Mhm.
would be to be an addict.
Right.
I don't have a problem. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. We'll put denial as an obligation as well.
Yeah.
That's not one.
There you go.
Responsibility. Responsibility to my drugs.
Maybe you have an addict to both
My drugs.
death sticks and the purple mushrooms.
That's an expensive addiction. Can I do addiction and debt?
Sure.
Because somebody had to start me. Somebody had to be a startup.
Sure.
Sure.
Those student loans.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
However, you won't get the benefit from doing obligation.
You only get
twice.
benefit from one.
So your debt could be the reason why you have 2,500 credits. Or 10 extra experience points.
I think there is also a recommended starting obligation prior to spending extra.
Yeah, it's per people of the party.
All right, there's going to be potentially 4.
It says 10.
All right, so everybody starts with 10.
And then
And then you add.
And then you add on top of that.
Okay.
However, I believe in that one, can't you do it multiple times or just once?
I think they say up to the party, by default, there's supposed to be a limit of the party can only have so much obligation at the start.
Okay.
The
Additional-
GM can overrule it and say, yes, the party can have more than a total of like 60 obligation at the start of the game.
It says
Okay.
there are 2 limitations to this. Each player can only choose each option once. So I can't be like, okay, I have 20 obligations, so I want 10 experience twice. So I can't
but
do
you
that.
could do 10.
I could do 10 experience, 5 experience, 1,000 credits if I wanted.
I'm going to say no to that because I think what they mean is money or experience. So you can't do 5 experience and 10 experience, but you could do a 5 experience of 2,500 or 2,500 and 10 experience.
Your characters.
So that way you're just rolling in the obligation.
Right.
Oh, player characters cannot gain more additional obligation than their original starting value. What?
But
Go ahead.
that got confusing.
I think I can't pick more than 10.
Sure,
what it's
that would
saying.
make sense, right? You can't have you
Which,
can't get additional more than what
because
you
like
originally
I could
started.
have these it and go, okay, 5 experience,
Oh,
1,000 credit.
It's just recommended.
Well, I mean, there's also a thing.
I think it's saying I can't
if you're
decide to have 20.
if your starting obligation is 10, you
Yeah.
can't be like, I'm going to take up 20 additional obligations.
So that I get both. I think it's a built-in so that I can't pick both 2,500 credits
And 10.
and 10 experience points.
I'm gonna.
But I could pick like 5 experience points and 1,000 credits.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll use it as you have 10 obligation, but because it's a special one, I'm gonna say you have a budget. Everyone has a budget of 15 obligation.
Okay. You know. Sure.
So I can pick 10 starting XP and 1,000 credits.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Awesome.
But so it's counted as 10 obligation, but I spend as if 15, or I have 15?
No, you have 15
okay,
obligation.
thank you. Ta-da.
Everyone has 15 obligation to start.
Okay. Cool.
So I have.
So I'm just gonna write down
Hey,
thingy.
I can
Sure.
afford that thing that I wanted.
Hi.
Yep. Right before you're thrown in jail.
Fine.
Hooray.
Not stuff. No, not like stuff. Like chart stuff.
Yay.
I did pull it out.
So what is important to the slicer? Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a big question.
No, I'm hearing a lot of information all at once, and I'm like, I'm just trying to figure my stuff out and
Sure.
trying to drown everything else out.
So what are you learning about the slicer?
Computer savvy, knows how to get cool, coordinated, is able to play deception very well, knowledgeable warfare wise, has a strong perception of understanding people, so stealth and skullduggery. Computers, knowledge, education. It's more, they're not hand-to-hand combat people. They're more behind-the-scenes people that pretty much do a lot of damage for the back that no one's really notices.
Yep, that's why they're excellent spies.
Until they've actually hit rock bottom. Until they go, okay, what happened? Instead of like,
I don't know the correct answer.
There you go. Alright, so what characteristics?
what do you mean characters? Am I going down the tree or what's the...
No,
Those
we're
are too much information. Let me see the pretty sheet.
remember.
Yes. Okay.
You have characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
Remember these?
Yes, I do remember those.
Okay. Each characteristic is tied to a skill.
Okay.
So agility is tied to where to go, like coordination.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't do so.
So you need to figure out
Yes,
what skills are
Yeah.
tied to what
You got
characteristics.
Yep, I can
I need
tell
to actually
you.
look at my notes.
There you go.
Keep me
Because
safe.
I cannot go without having my bag.
You give me the drugs. I keep you safe.
That's literally how this relationship is going to work. Because I was like, oh crud, I did the thing I always do, and I forgot the fighty part.
Yep.
Because I like the talky part.
Exactly. So you're being thrown in jail.
I mean, it's fine.
Yep.
This is the muscle.
Well, now I have a good. No way, you're in jail.
I
No way, you're in jail.
Mhm.
You've given me a hacker. I know why they're in jail. The only question mark is Josh.
Also, speaking of Josh,
Okay.
I vote that we don't tell him a darn thing and that I got Tim. That is all that we tell.
I'm sorry, Josh. Forbo did not appear at the court hearing for the custody battle.
So custody was awarded to San.
Also, that reminds me.
Uh-huh.
I've been listening to Order 66 for the lightsaber smithing.
Yes.
And one thing that they talked about, and I was also curious about,
Uh-huh.
is they talked about doing lightsaber smithing one-on-one with each player.
Sure, yes.
Because
That's something I thought about.
it'd be really weird
Right.
to be like, all right, today's session is with this person because they're going through their lightsaber building.
Right. So here's my plan for so everyone watching can also be in on this.
Yeah.
My plan is a little more preparation so all the characters are ready for the trials.
Yeah.
Go through the trials, and then after that, I like that idea of one-on-one.
Okay.
One-on-one outside of session.
Mhm.
Like do all of the lightsaber creating with everyone.
Yep.
As I then talk with each player individually.
Mhm.
What their character becomes as they become a Jedi Knight, over a time skip.
Okay.
And then when we eventually come back to the Sith Paths of Pain,
We'll already have done our saber smithing,
Right.
Jedi Knights. Okay.
and so then everyone will like they'll meet up again, and then everyone will be like, "What have you done?" And everyone
Yeah.
will get to reintroduce their character with all
Are you
their
going
new
to
coolness.
roleplay the saber smithing part and the time skip stuff?
I have not entirely thought about that, but most likely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will say, executive decision.
Uh-huh.
We will broadcast one of those sessions.
Okay.
One of those one-on-ones.
Sure.
And the rest will just be done behind the scenes, and when we come back, it'll
Okay.
just be done.
Cool.
But I do want to give people at home
A little bit of
view of that into it.
Sweet. Sounds
We
good.
won't do it with everyone, but we will do it with one person.
Cool.
Chances are either with me or Leslie or Chris.
Right.
Oh, darn.
He was not at the custody battle.
Not only did you not get Tim, you also don't get a lightsaber.
He's not a Jedi.
That's why he doesn't.
This is why
he
I'm
wasn't
talking
even
about.
invited. You're right.
Exactly.
I actually told my men to tell Forebode to go to a different place. That's where the custody battle was.
Yep. Excuse me, where's the custody battle for Tim? Oh, it's Malastare.
Lady Milady told me to let you know. She would never lie to you.
It's
as far
over
as
at
I know.
Malastare. You're not exactly welcome here.
Uh-huh.
Sorry about that.
Get
Have
out.
a magical day.
Have a magic.
I want to train all of my people to say that. We'll have a magical day.
Awesome.
Where's
Nice.
that thing's called?
I'm writing it on that character sheet. You're not going to get confused when we go back to Monkey's campaign, are you?
No. I'm gonna have a blank. I'll take a picture of it and then
Okay.
delete it. I need a physical app.
Yeah.
No, I
No, I
understand.
I
get that.
cannot verbally remember. It.
No, for
I
sure.
understand. Lizzie's writing everything down.
Right.
Because I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had I known this was going to happen,
Uh-huh.
Josh,
Uh,
I would have printed off character sheets for everybody.
But some things are unexpected.
Exactly. So
Like
we
when a
roll-
wizard arrives. You never know quite when, but it's always exactly when they mean to.
Yeah. It's fine.
Sorry.
All right, there, Jedi Wizard. I mean,
They're basically the same
they
thing.
are the same thing.
You try to tell Yoda that he's late.
You would be like, excused, are you?
Arrive precisely when I mean to.
I mean, they are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Thing.
For real.
Heavy things, why are you so expensive?
Mom left her phone.
I see that.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah. So Leslie, what are your characteristics and
Ah.
why?
I got lots of those. Well,
Well, I mean,
Wait, can I
you
do
all
that?
have 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should have approximately 6.
yeah.
Approximately.
Not exactly. I mean,
I mean, I could have a 7th. You never know.
Yeah.
Things happen. I have brawn at once, or at once. I have brawn at once.
Mhm.
Brawn at 1. Words are hard.
Yep.
Today. Just today. I kept my brawn at 1 because I don't see my character being the muscle. They're not the fighty fight person. They're the, hey, that guy is coming and they want money, but I'll give you this if you go beat the crud out of them. And that's kind of who they are.
mhm.
Meanwhile, they'll just walk away and keep their whatever. Well, they're busy.
There you go.
Their agility is a 2. They're not really the let's speed and go away very quickly. They're the if we walk casually, no one will notice that I am running.
Mhm.
No one at all. And I don't need to sneak. I just you move with a purpose and move like you belong.
Exactly. It's called cool.
Yep,
Mhm.
it's fine. Intellect is at 3. I'm a smart person. I went to college.
All right.
That's why we have debt.
I mean, if that's the reason you want to have debt,
Drug maker school. Yep.
I believe it. I mean, someone would call medical school that.
Mhm.
I improved cunning and willpower to 3, both of them.
Okay.
the cunning I felt more was important for her
For
job.
drug dealers trying
Yeah.
to get better prices.
For her job, it's like, oh, what do you only want a dime bag? Don't you want, you want a little more than that, right? And willpower, because you do, like, in that world, you do deal with the big nasties who are on their withdrawal and want another high. So you gotta have your wits about you. Presence, I left it at 2 because we're not all about being fancy. We are what we are. And you're either going to like it or you're going to know I'm a drug dealer and you're going to stay away.
There you go.
Sure.
And I made lots of check marks as time went on and you were talking.
Yeah. All right, so you have 15 obligation.
Yep.
How did you spent it on 5 extra experience points and
I spent it on 1,000 extra credits and 10 extra
experience points. Okay.
The 10 was more important.
Got it. So
'Cause I had 5
So
left
you're
over.
both an addict and in debt.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
We're probably going to have...
Just need to write all that down.
Yeah. I'm assuming that the addict is the more, so it's the 10 and the... I mean, I don't know how it slices.
Yeah.
If it slices, and
Yeah, it
that
does.
the debt is less.
Yeah.
Because it's the less.
Yep.
For
So
sure.
You owe somebody money,
It's not
and
a
now
thing.
they're upset because you're in jail.
And
mean-
you're not paying back
I
that
mean,
money.
if they want to, they want to come on down and scratch my back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And we'll go more in depth into each of these things later on and off camera. And this is just to do a short little, hey, this is what we're doing, what we're preparing for, journal lesson. So we'll probably, I don't know if you guys, you'll probably call the session earlier.
Yeah, we can call the session earlier.
Well, I mean, like the broadcast.
Oh, for sure.
Is what I meant.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
No, y'all stuck here till 9.
Right, the viewing audience. For sure.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to bring up YouTube. And actually bring up our stream so we can see
So we can
what
see
people are.
And I'm like,
you want to see us see us?
copyright claims. Copyright claims. Don't do it.
Copyright claims? What are you talking about? No, it's fine.
No one play music.
No one play music! Mom's phone, don't go off! It's a horrible thing! Actually, my phone don't go off because Disney will be all over us.
They will. I would know.
No, don't play. Don't. Actually, for events, there's no...
No comments?
Comments.
Oh.
So, I lied. Never mind.
Awesome. Well, we learn new things every day.
Yep.
Awesome.
It's magical.
Okay. Well then, fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
Spending money.
I think
For sure.
We'll just Google Star Wars then.
Okay.
I already probably know the answer, but
Hey,
should
When
I
you
not?
Google Star Wars The Force Awakens showtimes show up.
Nice. That makes
Disney
sense.
is really pushing for this to make as
Right.
much money as possible.
For sure.
They're like, you mean you wanted to buy tickets, right? Yeah.
I mean, why else would you be looking up Star Wars?
No reason. They renamed one of my old stores
Oh, yeah?
to Star Wars: The Galactic Outpost.
Ooh.
That's cool.
They're going to get new costumes, and I'm jealous.
Oh.
Because I swear if they're Jedi, I
Yeah.
swear.
Yep.
I'd be like, well, going back to work, guys.
So you got a question?
Should I bother spending money?
I would.
Okay. That was the question. That's it.
I mean, I would.
Okay, he would.
I'm the one who's going to be running it. I recommend just not buying a jetpack.
I didn't plan
Of
on
course.
buying that.
Because do you really want to wear a jetpack when you roll a despair with me?
Of course I do.
Monkey won't grow back. Although we do got to figure out Gendai.
So I'm actually probably still gonna go with Trandoshan. But if in a future campaign that you're running, we were able to I was able to play a Gendai, that's probably what I would like to do.
No, that's totally fine. I'd be totally fine. I would, like, this is the first campaign I'm planning.
Right.
Like the first arc, and then there'll be a second arc.
Sure.
And then a third arc.
Awesome.
So at any point, if some character dies and you want to throw in a Gendai, go for it.
Nice. Awesome.
Why are things?
So I feel we're gonna cut the stream there.
Yep, I think that sounds good.
We're just gonna do a short one, and then I'm gonna go print off character sheets
Uh-huh.
and do other stuff so that we can actually build these characters today and
Right.
then be ready and complete. So, thank you for joining us in our super awkward special short edition.
Yeah.
And we will see you all next week, where the Jedi will be back, which is what you all really want to see anyways.
It's true.
My face will be in the corner again. Sorry.
She doesn't love us anymore.
Nope. When we came and we didn't play.